Hi everyone, welcome to the Spring 2016 semester of ERL 590, Writing and the Teaching of Writing. This is a great class and it's really exciting because it's challenging in so many ways. You will find yourself exploring new aspects of your life as a writer, as well as really exploring teaching of writing and getting a glimpse of what our students experience in the classroom and hopefully coming away with some possibilities for making that experience even better than it already is. I've been teaching in secondary education for 15 years, and I've seen writing in a wide range of um, ways it's experienced by students. For me, this class is always new because I always see new ways that writing occurs in the classroom. And just like participants in this class, I think I always see new possibilities. So for me, it's a real treat to be in this professional conversation with you fellow educators. And I hope that's how you see it as well. An ERL 590 class is meant to be a seminar, and you can really envision, I think, what takes place here happening in a regular classroom where we would all come together and sit around a conference table and talk about a big question or two and come to that table with our own experiences from our classrooms, with readings we've done, other work we've looked at. And that's really what happens here. So, week one is about exploration. It's about looking at the state of writing in our classes today, as well as sort of getting a sense of who we are as writers as well. You'll see in each week that I provide often a pretty lengthy range of links. And this first week, certainly no exception. So let's just kind of run through them together. If you have the class, the week open while you're watching this, you can sort of drift from my talking head to what's on your screen. I've provided links to the NCTE, probably their chief policy statements on writing and the teaching of writing. The NCTE Beliefs has been around for quite some time, and I'm always struck by the number of teachers who've never come across them. They're pretty fundamental when it comes to teaching writing. And National Council of Teachers of English is really the trade organization, the biggest professional organization there is for teachers of English. Students' Right to Write is a relatively new document, and it looks at really the industry, to call it that, beliefs about writing from a student perspective. I think you'll find it kind of eye-opening in a way. I've provided some links from another teacher, a chemistry teacher writes, to teaching writing in the digital age, two different experiences from educators and kind of an interesting way of looking at a writing classroom, this idea of teaching elbow to elbow. I've also provided some different links for you on student work, and some you can really explore to find more. Galleries, the Alliance for Young Artists and Writers, provides a range of possibility of how writing looks today. The Vermont Skills USA winner is a piece of writing, very much digital writing or short film in a way, from a Technical Center film crew competing in a national competition, and even work from Oakland, California and Tupelo, Mississippi. So you should have a pretty good range to talk about. In this first week, it's kind of a setup week in a way. I ask that you would take the time to edit your profile, add a picture of yourself. It can just be a quick screenshot with your phone or laptop camera. It's always helpful, though, to get a sense of who's in the class and to see kind of who's around the table. And also take the time to read other people's profiles. You'll find that's a big help when you're working in a small group, especially in distance, when you don't quite you can't quite have these little side conversations that we have before class starts and that sort of thing. The first week is light in a way in that it's sort of exploratory. It's sort of looking at where we are um, rather than embarking on new things. And so I've also opened up, or will shortly open up, a few components from week 2. The This I Believe um, piece of writing, which is part of a larger project. Now, this class has been around for a while, and I've used This I Believe for some time as a piece of writing. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, it's something that you'll hear occasionally on NPR. It's really a belief statement, and I provide links to quite a few of them. Now, over time, this piece of a project has appeared in other classes, so it's entirely possible that you've already written a piece like this. If you have, please consider a way to do it new in a very different way. One student last semester took all these objects from her life, laid them out, filmed them with her phone, and then wrote a voiceover and produced this incredible short multimedia style piece of writing. So that's me jumping ahead a little bit, but there may be times where you see something somewhat familiar, and my point, I guess, is that there are always ways to re-envision a piece of writing and to do something in a way that's challenging beyond your previous experience. I also ask this week that you start exploring the texts. I provided a list of possibilities, but certainly the possibilities do not end there. Reading in this class is going to happen steadily online, like it does in the first week, but I also do ask that you read something that speaks to your needs about writing or the teaching of writing. So the list is only meant as a starting line. Certainly explore more. And the one requirement or request is that you not reread something you've already read. There are tons of opportunities to explore this topic in so many ways. So please move on from that. I think that Moodle is pretty smooth to operate. And I have provided a tutorial, Moodle Basics, which you'll see up in the top section of the class. If at any point you get stuck or you find that you're just not seeing what you think you should be seeing, please let me know or post something in the questions forum right away so that I can help you out. I do teach full-time at Mid-Maine Technical Center, but I am on the class usually 3 times a day, early in the morning, around lunchtime, often right after my teaching day is ended, and then at night as well. So I'm pretty good about responding to questions or messages, so please feel free. I think one thing I just want to say about this class, because this is the kind of class where conversation really drives it. It's not a lecture-based class by any means. It is the kind of class where I think we bring a lot to the table, and we try to take advantage of that in weekly forums. So when you post to a forum, please try to post early. If you have to do a lot of reading before you can post, make an opening stab in some way and then get back to it. And then come back repeatedly, because people will follow your post, they will comment on what you've said. And if you post once and then go away, it's sort of like walking into a conversation, saying your thing, and then leaving while everyone else talks about it, but you won't have any idea what was said or be able to add on. So please, it's a conversation that unfolds. Come back to the course repeatedly. I don't think you can do this course well coming less than 4 times a week. So please keep that in mind. We do a lot of writing outside the class, and so it's kind of a balancing act between your presence in forums and your presence writing on the side. If you get stuck in that at all, or just feel like that's hard to balance, just let me know, and I can sort of give you some feedback and maybe point you to a few examples of what's working well. I hope that this course goes great for you. Please, at any point, if it's not going great, drop me a line. Let me know what I can do to make things better, and we will keep this smooth. Distance learning requires kind of a presence from the learner and the teacher, and that connection, I think, really gels. And when things are going well, that connection is, I think, very solid. If that's not the case for you, if you're feeling disconnected or uncertain in any way, it's really critical that you say something very early to me so that we can make things right and work very smoothly. I think it's a great class. I'm really impressed by the experience that's coming in the door from all of you folks. So I'm psyched to get started. So thanks for listening. I try to keep the talking head videos to a minimum. Let's jump in.